Yeah, there's seats right there. You go. Congratulations, Coach. They are. Yes, absolutely. Welcome into this 2025 NCAA Women's March Madness second round postgame press conference. Before we begin, we have a few announcements. As a courtesy to your fellow media members as well as the coaches and student athletes, please silence your cell phones. Also, those working in the media room, please keep noise to a minimum. When asking questions, provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question. We do have a microphone, so please utilize it for all questions. If you are joining us on Zoom, use the raise hand function for questions. We will address those in the room first and then get to those on Zoom if time allows. As a reminder, recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. At this time, we are joined by the Duke Blue Devils. We have with us head coach Carol Lawson, along with student athletes Ashlyn Jackson and Delaney Thomas. Coach will have an opening statement followed by questions for our student athletes. Please save questions for Coach until after the student athletes have left the podium. With that, Coach, the floor is yours.
Just super proud of the group. I mean, it was a gritty game. It's what we expected. Obviously, we got down early and didn't play our best in the first half, and offensively struggled. And I thought the second half to start in that third quarter, Ashlyn just really injected us with a ton of energy and confidence and swagger by making plays. And I thought that kind of got us going a little bit. And I thought these two up here with me were the difference makers in the game for us. When you look at Ashlyn's shot making and hitting 5 threes for us, and when you look at Delaney's total floor game, just battling all night, with their center and making key plays and rebounds, making free throws, finishing plays. They all had to go a little bit longer than normally they go in terms of the number of minutes played, but they did a great job in that second half of kind of going the distance. And, it's hard to do. It's hard to go to back-to-back Sweet 16s. It's not something that a lot of programs are able to do. And so we're pleased to be back in the same position we were last year and just happy to keep advancing.
All right, questions from the room for the student athletes. If you'll just raise your hand. Front row right here.
Marissa Sesker, Hoops, that's for either of y'all. Just kind of what was the mood in the locker room? What was said? Who was saying it?
I feel like it was just like our whole team just speaking out, going into halftime. We knew that we just had to continue to compete and up our level a little bit as far as energy-wise, and just stay the course. That's a great team. They're greatly coached, but we knew we had work to do. So it really just came from everybody.
Yeah, I think adding on to that, we had to stay together. We had to grind it out. We were down a little bit, but if we stayed together, we knew we were going to get it done.
More questions from the room? Back, third row in the back. Then we'll come to the second row and then the front row.
Martin Heinzelman with the Chronicle. Ash, that was, you sort of struggled in the first half to find your shot a little bit and then really just turned around right to kick off the third quarter. What do you think changed that helped you sort of find your range?
Really just my teammates, and my coaches. They just told me, if you're open, shoot the ball. We need you to shoot the ball. But having that confidence from my coaches and from my teammates, that's really what got me going there. Thank you.
All right, second row here in the middle. If we could pass the mic over, please. Thank you.
Lindsay Gibbs with Power Plays. On that note, it seemed, did you all come out a little bit earlier at halftime to get some shots up, or is that your kind of normal routine? And you could see almost some relief on your face after that first 2 threes went down in the second half. Was that just you needed to see them go down?
Halftime routine is pretty much the same, but yeah, I got tired of missing. It's simple, but yeah, just seeing the ball go in, it was a great thing.
All right, front row, middle, right here.
Lauren Rouse with the Next. For Ashlyn, well, first of all, congratulations. How do you plan to build on the performance today for the next round, and both, as a team and individually?
As a team, we got to continue to stay together and just continue to push our pace up, our tempo, our energy, and, every single round that we will go to, it's always going to be a great team, a great coach. So I would say, just staying the course, just staying Duke, and just getting to it after practice. Yeah, that's pretty much it, because like I said, like we're going to play a great team this coming week. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Maybe third row back, and then we'll come over to the left after that.
El Chavis with the Chronicle. Delaney, you kind of had the matchup against Oregon Center, kind of really battling out with her. What was kind of your mindset going into it and kind of really holding her and stifling her?
She's a good player. She's got a lot of height, a little advantage for me. But just competing, just fighting, battling on the boards, doing as much as I could to keep her off that. And that's kind of what I went in for.
As a reminder to those on Zoom, if you'll use the raise hand function if you do have a question, we will come to you momentarily. Second row.
Joe Hughes, USA Today Network. For both of you, playing without Toby, how much of an adjustment did that take, and how much did you kind of learn about your team, yourself and your team through that?
I would say playing without Toby was rough, but we knew that we had to be prepared. Everyone had to be prepared because, if your number was called, we got to go win a game. But I would say, yeah, that was pretty tough, but we stayed ready, we stayed the course, and we got it done.
Yeah, I'd say not having any of your teammates is kind of a loss, but we were able to adjust. We were able to play together and just back each other up to kind of make up for that.
We have time for maybe one more question. I see none on Zoom. Any in the room? In the back, third row? Or sorry, here in the middle. That's fine. Oh, yeah, pass it across. Perfect. Here you go.
Shelby Swanson with the Raleigh News and Observer. For both of you guys, just wanted to ask about the defense, specifically in the last 4.5 minutes. Oregon did not score from the fields. What do you think was crucial to locking them down at the end there?
I think just our desire. We really wanted it. We really wanted it for each other. Just playing together, being gritty, getting down to it. I think that was just wanting it.
Yeah, I agree with her. Just taking a challenge. That's a great offense that they have, but, just wanting to buckle down, and we knew that's what it had to be in order for us to win. So, yeah, pretty much what she said.
Well, Ashlyn, Delaney, thank you so much for your time.
you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Enjoy the
you.
Sweet 16.
Thank you so much.
All right. Questions for Coach from the room first, in the back.
Yeah, Mitch Northam, SB Nation. Kara, what can you tell us about Toby's status and why she wasn't on the bench?
Yeah, she wasn't feeling well, and doctors didn't clear her. So we found out right before the game. So that's the way it goes. So I don't have a diagnosis or a timetable either.
I saw a hand up front. Yeah, here in the front row.
Lauren Rouse with the Next. I wanted to ask you about Reagan. How important has her leadership been in just scoring during this tournament run for you all?
I thought Reagan in the first half Reagan and Alucci were the two guards that kind of figured out what they were trying to do defensively and were able to kind of knife through there and make some plays. And that was critical for us because our offense was not good. And so to have her be able to come in there and make enough points so that the deficit wasn't too large was huge. She's a senior, obviously. She's someone that I have a lot of belief in and trust in. I have an understanding what she's going to do and how she'll play, and she gives it her all defensively every night. And offensively, she was 6 for 10 tonight. So, she attacked and she was really efficient. That was big for us. And then she got 6 rebounds as well, which we needed because we weren't at our best from a rebounding perspective either tonight.
More questions from the room? Pass the mic, please. Second row, I believe.
Wayne Bumpus, 24/7 Sports. I know you've seen Deja Kelly a few times. Does it help, facing a familiar face? And is when you saw her against Oregon today?
She's a terrific player. Certainly, player tendencies are player tendencies. But even if you know the tendencies, she's difficult to stop. I thought she, made it hard for us in the isolation situations and made some tough plays. And our goal was just to make her take tough shots. We know that she's good enough. She's going to make some of them, but we felt like if we could just continue to do that over time, maybe we'd get a few misses late, and we ended up getting a couple misses late, which helped us.
More questions from the room, Shelby? Second row.
Shelby Swanson, Raleigh News and Observer. Just going back to Toby and again the pregame. First, just want to clarify, not feeling well is in an illness, and then second, when somebody is unavailable like that and you're going up against 6'8" center, how do you then go about game planning for that with who else you have on the roster?
Yeah, I'm not going to clarify, but as far as how we game planned, we've been a team with a lot of depth all year, and so obviously it didn't change the start of the game for us. Toby doesn't start games for us, so it was really just shortened our bench a little bit and took away some length and athleticism in that center matchup. So knew that Delaney would have to almost go the distance, and then that would have to play some 5, and so that's kind of what it was. And then we had to play a little more 4-guard lineups because we didn't have enough forwards on the court. So changes some play calling in terms of what actions you want to go to. But for defensively and stuff like that, it didn't change. It didn't change our scheme and our structure and what we did.
Other questions from the room, third row?
Yeah, Martin Heinzelman with the Chronicle. It seemed like Deja, like you mentioned, was doing a lot of those ball screens. Did you guys change at all how you were attacking those throughout the game, or was it the same sort of system the whole time? Do you think?
What did it look like to you? Did it look
like she was doing, like they were setting a lot of screens for Deja
Yeah.
Kelly, and I thought maybe in the second half you were hedging a little bit more, but I couldn't tell for sure if that was a deliberate action.
That's a good question. We were supposed to be hedging in the first half, and we did not. So it might have looked like we changed scheme. That happens sometimes. So no, I did not change an adjustment. We just started doing what we were supposed to be doing.
Front row.
Coach, non-basketball question. Your men played about 30 minutes, but this place was still probably 75% full. Did you kind of take a minute to take that in, and did the crowd have any help for your team?
The crowd definitely helped our team. There's no doubt. The energy in there was amazing on Friday night, and it was amazing today. And when we were down, I thought they really kind of gave us a push there. This is Duke, and what an amazing March we've had so far. I felt confident we'd get a lot of people to come out because now everybody's going to go home and rush to their television, to watch the men play Baylor, and we're rooting hard for those guys, and hopefully we can have 2 teams in the Sweet 16 by the end of the afternoon. But it is exciting on campus. It is a lot of fun. We obviously share the same space, so we're around our men's team all the time, and just rooting for each other. I mean, when we won the ACC tournament, we came back and it was like, hey, guys, now you go win the ACC tournament. And so it's just kind of like a lot of support between both programs. And, so we're excited for them, and hopefully they'll get the job done.
We have time for maybe one more if someone has one. I don't see any on Zoom. Seeing none, Coach, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.